staying safe. I've been able to get the stuff, that I need. Uh, but just like I said, guys, stay safe. I'm hoping, um, being optimistic that in the next few weeks we will have a treatment for this stuff so that we can get back to some kind of normalcy by the time May rolls around. I myself have been working from home a couple of days a week, not going into the office all 5 days. So that's something new to me as well. Before I get into this, guys, if anyone out there is watching on the fl.u.st group on Facebook, we lost a big pillar member today, Cliff Cosgrove. I want to give a thoughts and prayers to his family. He passed away today from a heart attack. He was a absolute pillar on that website. Big Florida State guy. Big time Knowles fan. Loved the website. Cliff was one of the guys in the beginning when I got on when I was part of the group. He liked a lot of my posts. He was one of the guys every once in a while would pop in here on the Jabber or on the Walker Report and say hello and make a comment. He will be missed. I know he was a big family guy. I know his grandson did a lot of stuff with his grandson. He took his grandson to a lot of football games. He attended a lot of his baseball games. He will be missed, guys. That is a big miss. So again, sorry to start the podcast out on a sour note, but on a sorrow note, excuse me, not a really sour note, a sorrow note. But yeah, I'm going to give thoughts and prayers to Cliff and his family out there, anybody in the fl.u.st group as well. But like I said, guys, we've got to stay positive about everything moving forward. I know I've seen a lot of people on social media say I'm done with this year. Guys, we still got 9 more months left in the year, so a lot can change from here on out. It was a rough start to the year. I mean, I lost a friend of mine over the weekend. Somebody that I met at one of my former jobs. She passed away. So, I'm trying to stay positive about everything. And, I'm hoping something good will happen with this podcast or with the Walker Report or with both of them by the end of the year. Because in the middle of this year, I will have been doing this for a year for both of these. So I'm looking forward to that. I give a shout out again to my producer, Breck Smith, who's safe where he's located. Mark Mancini, he's also safe as well. Those are the guys that run my program here on Monday nights. I'm sorry, guys, I missed last week. There wasn't really a lot to talk about. Decided to come on this week to kind of give you guys a little bit of a different, just to kind of get your minds off of everything that's going on. I'm sure you guys have heard out there in Tampa that Tom Brady has officially signed with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So he is officially a Buccaneer. He is no longer a New England Patriot. Now, many people, as you know, will tell you that I am a Patriots fan, and I've been asked this question now many times. I'm going to go on air right here, right now, and tell you that I am actually one of the few Patriot fans that probably is proud that he is a Buccaneer. And here's why I say that. He's in my backyard, guys. I live in Tampa Bay. I've lived here all my life, all 36 years. I'll be 37. And actually, 6 months to the day, I will be 37 years old on September 30th. So 6 months from this day, I will be 37 years old. And I'll get to see Tom Brady now in a Buccaneer uniform. I'm hoping to get to some games this season. As soon as single game tickets go on sale, I'm going to try to get the Packers and the Kansas City Chiefs, who are the defending Super Bowl champion Chiefs as well. So I'm hoping to get to some games this year. So here is some news, guys, going around. Like I said, I don't know how long this show is going to go. I think the last time I did a show, it only went a half hour. And I will be talking about WrestleMania, which I should have been talking about this week. Fortunately, that has been moved to Orlando, Florida. If you guys have not known, WrestleMania has been moved to Orlando, Florida, due to the coronavirus. It was supposed to be at Raymond James Stadium. I was hoping through one of the websites that I write for, NGSC, that I was going to be able to go as a press member. Let me go ahead, guys, and bring that up and bring up the card. There was a change in the card because Roman Reigns is decided to not wrestle. And here's why, guys. He is recovering from leukemia. Again, that means leukemia, meaning his immune system is really down, and catching the virus basically would be bad news for him. So he has been pulled out. His opponent was Goldberg. So this is how it's going to grow down now. The WWE Championship. And I'll be talking about this with my man John Blaine on the Walker Report coming up this Thursday. The WrestleMania, the WWE Championship match will be between Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre. The Universal Championship will now be Goldberg versus to be determined. That was the Roman Reigns spot right there. But again, like I said, guys, he is pulling out because of him going through leukemia. Edge versus Randy Orton in the last man standing match. John Cena versus The Fiend Bray Wyatt. The Raw Women's Champion Becky Lynch versus Shayna Baszler. The NXT Women's Champion is Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. The SmackDown Women's Champion is Bayley versus Lacey Evans versus Tamina versus Naomi versus Sasha Banks. The Undertaker will take on AJ Styles at his normal appearance at WrestleMania. Kevin Owens will face off with Seth Rollins. Sami Zayn, who's the Intercontinental Champion, will face Daniel Bryan for the title. The Raw Tag Team Champions, the Street Profits, will put their titles on the line against Andre and Angel Garza. SmackDown Tag Team Champions, The Miz and John Morrison, who are the champs, will take on the New Day and the Usos in a ladder match. Aleister Black versus Bobby Lashley. Elias versus King Corbin is one of the matches. Otis versus Dolph Ziggler. And that will round it out, guys. That, again, will be taking place in Orlando at the WWE training facility. It will not be taking place, of course, where it was supposed to be at Raymond James Stadium. Again, unfortunately, because of the coronavirus, they moved it to a safer location. So that will be that. But to get back, guys, we're going to be looking forward to the draft. So I'm going to head on to Buccaneers.com, guys, and take a look and see if there's any news going on outside. The Bucs did re-sign Dominic Sue, Jason Pierre-Paul. They tagged Shaq Barrett. And for all you Jameis Winston fans out there, he is now a free agent looking for a job, looking for a team. The team did redraft Ryan Smith. And here is the Buccaneers 2020 mock draft. This is by Carmen Vitale. He's the staff writer for the Tampa Bay Times. Let me see who he has listed down, guys. I'll be doing this with the Dolphins and Jaguars as well. Round 1, he has defensive tackle Derek Brown from Auburn. Round 2, running back DeAndre Swift from Georgia. Holy crap, that would be awesome. Round 3, he has offensive tackle Matt Burt from UConn. And the 4th round pick is Geno Stone out of Iowa. That's who Chad Reuter has. Lance Zero on NFL.com has the Bucs taking offensive tackle Andrew Thomas from Georgia. Charles Davis, NFL.com, has picked Javon Kinlaw from South Carolina, the defensive tackle. A lot of people have him going high in the draft. Mel Kiper Jr. Has picked offensive tackle Andrew Thomas from Georgia. Todd McShay has the Buccaneers taking running back DeAndre Swift in the first round. Again, a lot of people don't draft running backs in the first round of the draft. Joe Marino of the Draft Network has the Bucs taking out offensive tackle Derek Willis Jr. out of Alabama. Mike Renner of Pro Football Focus has them taking Javon Kinlaw out of South Carolina. Ryan Wilson from CBS Sports actually trades with Carolina to move to number 7, where they take offensive tackle Tristan Wirfs from Iowa. Matt Miller from Bleacher Report has them taking Kalaw Chauncey out of LSU, the edge rusher. Pewter Report's John Leonard has them taking offensive tackle Gerard Lewis Jr. from Alabama. In round 2, he has them picking DeAndre Swift from Georgia. In round 3, he has them taking offensive guard Damian Lewis out of LSU. So that's who they have, guys, is basically, and as we draw closer to the draft, as far as I know, the NFL draft is still going on as scheduled in April, even though the coronavirus was pushed back by the president, pushed back till April 30th. But as we all know, TB12 is here in Tampa Bay. He did sign his contract last week. Now, again, usually there would be a live press conference. There would be a ton of media. There was a kind of a Zoom video like we're doing right now with the Jabber, where there was a lot of media. Yeah, Lucy, the Packers are coming here to play the Bucs. They're coming here this year, so Aaron Rodgers will be here versus Tom Brady. So I'm kind of hoping that that'll be one of the games I get to go to this year. But that's, like I said, guys, like I said, the show's not going to be very long. I don't have, with stuff not going on. I will say this, that head coach Bruce Arians said that Antonio Brown will not be coming to the Buccaneers. He is not going to bring him here. I think one of the biggest guys that can be a premier player when Tom does get to play will be O.J. Howard. I mentioned this back on my the Walker Report just this past week about when the Patriots had Aaron Hernandez and Rob Gronkowski. It was a very good tight end duo. I really honestly can say this. I think that they can bring that kind of stuff back here. The Bucs do need to get some offensive line help. They need to get a running back that can catch the ball out of the backfield because, as we know, us Patriot fans will tell you this, that what's going on is he's always had a back to catch the ball out of the backfield. That's just, how he's had it his whole life. And yeah, so that's the way that goes, guys. But we'll have to wait and see how that breaks down and everything else. But yeah, it will have to be that way. But again, like I said, as we get closer and closer to the draft, there'll be a little bit more to talk about. And I guess we're going to have to see how, until the guys can get together, how they're going to communicate with each other. That's going to be tough, not only for Tom Brady, but for the rest of the league as well. Now, I'm going to go ahead, guys, and go to Miami. Here's the thing about the Miami Dolphins, and I think I've mentioned to this in past shows. This team has got 2 things going for them right now. Well, 3 things now. Number 1, Tom Brady's out of the AFC East. Number 2, they have a huge amount of cap space. And number 3, they have a stockpile of draft picks. So the Dolphins have a lot. So let's take a look, guys, at what their mock draft could be and how they're going to. This is their mock draft. Again, here's the latest predictions in Miami. Let's see who they have here. They have the 5th overall pick. Many people are either they're going to draft Justin Herbert out of Oregon or Tua Tagovailoa out of Alabama. It's either going to be one or the 2. They have Ryan Fitzpatrick signed for another year, which means most likely, if it's Hubert or it's Tua, one of the two, they're going to be sitting back and waiting for that. They also have the 18th pick. Many of them see them taking USC offensive tackle Austin Jackson or Georgia tackle Isaiah Wilson for their pick. Their 26th pick, they have them taking Xavier McKinney, the safety from Alabama. They could go that way. They could go DeAndre Swift out of Georgia. That's if he's still there. They could also get J.K. Dobbins out of Ohio State as well with their picks. Again, they do have a lot of picks that the Dolphins do. They did actually sign former New England Patriot linebacker Kyle Van Noy as well. So they've made that as well. They signed Eric Flowers, the former offensive tackle with the Redskins. He is also with the Dolphins as well. So he is also there as well. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in that. And, they do have a lot of draft picks. Brian Flores has the team moving in the right direction, guys. I would not be surprised. To me, right now, in the division, because they're in the AFC East, I have a funny feeling that the division now is in the hands of the Buffalo Bills until we can get a quarterback in New England that isn't Jarrett Stidham or Brian Hoyer. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see how that goes down. But like I said, the Dolphins did sign Kyle Van Noy, the former linebacker for the New England Patriots. He did sign with them, so he is now a Miami Dolphin. Again, they do have a lot of draft picks. They do have a lot of draft picks and stuff like that. So we'll have to wait and see again as we get closer to the draft and how we can go that way. Now the Jacksonville Jaguars are the team. Now they got rid of Nick Foles. They traded him away. He's now in Chicago. So they now have Gardner Minshew. This is where I believe, guys, it would be the landing spot for one Jameis Winston. And here's why I say that. Why I say it's a landing spot for him is because Gardner Minshew will be in his sophomore season, in his second year. I think Winston can go into camp and challenge him for the starting job. Winston needs a new head coach, needs a new spot, and why be not too far from where he went to college? Tallahassee and Jacksonville are not that far apart from each other. He would not be far from where he was at in college. I think it would be very, very great for them to sign him and give him an opportunity. Because a lot of people are saying they probably will take they might take a quarterback in the draft as well. So we'll have to wait and see how the Jaguars go. Let's see who they have here. And it says here 75% of Jacksonville Jaguar fans prefer Cam Newton over Jameis Winston. I'm gonna say this, and again, I'm not a Jaguars fan, but I would rather have Jameis, and here's why I say that. Cam is injury prone. Jameis has not been injured. Jameis is younger and has a lot more in front of him. Yes, I know the turnovers are an issue, but I believe that Jameis, if he go somewhere new, I cannot see him not being successful. Not being successful in getting that. Jaguars did sign Terry Godwin as a free agent. They did get Tyler Eifert, the tight end. That's a big pickup for them. They picked up Rashawn Melvin, the former Detroit Lion, as well. They agreed to terms with former edge rusher Kansas Marsh from the Arizona Cardinals, and former Seattle Seahawks defensive tackle Al Woods also has signed in Jacksonville. Here's what I feel bad, and they got Levante McRae as well. I feel bad for Jaguar season ticket holders. From what I'm gathering, and I could be wrong, and correct me if I am wrong on this, could it be the fact that they have 2 home games in London this year, which means your season ticket holders only get 6 home games? So I feel bad. I'm the one that's being optimistic that there will be a football season, both college and pro football. I'm going to go on a limb and say that right now. So that's what I'm going to say. We'll have to wait and see. There's a question that I wanted to ask real quick, and I don't mean to change the topic on you. You can see right behind me, you see the Bulls and the Lightning logos behind me. I wanted to ask you guys if maybe I should get all of the logos, get the Jaguars, the Dolphins, the Bucks, the Rays, the Marlins, the Panthers, get all of them in the background, the Rowdies, get them all in the background and kind of try to see if I can get them together on one thing and see if, how cool would that be to, get that in there, and see, what's going on with that. Yeah, we can, let me know, guys, let me know down in the comment section area on that. Pretty much, guys, that's it. There is an update with the Grand Prix of St. Pete. That is the IndyCar race that is here every year. According to what I've heard, it was supposed to be the first race. It now could be the final IndyCar race, which means it will be returning. They're not going to cancel the event. It has been postponed. It might be the final race of the IndyCar season. Could be here in my backyard in St. Pete. In fact, guys, I work literally within maybe a half a mile of where that track sits. So when they're practicing, you can hear them in downtown St. Pete with those Indy cars, and it's freaking cool to hear the Indy cars. But anyway, guys, that's it. I don't have anything to report. I do know that they're trying to get the NBA and the NHL back before we know it. Of course, Major League Baseball as well. I could tell you this. I do not believe that the Rays or the Marlins will play a full 162-game season. There is no way if they do that now, let's say the season starts in May, there's no way they can do that because you're going to be playing baseball until December. And as we all know, for all the cold weather cities like the Bostons, the Chicagos, the New Yorks, the Minnesotas, the Detroits, it's not going to work in December when it snows. Scott Boras, one of the big-time agents in sports, said that he wanted to have the World Series put in a neutral site if it was for northern teams. That's not going to work. I like to see them. What I would do, I would have it at a 100-game season, cut 62 games out, have a 100-game season, maybe add an extra playoff team, or how about instead of having the wild card game be a 1-game, make it a 3-game playoff, where you have to win 2 out of 3. You have to win 2 games to get into the next round, and do something like that. I think if you want to extend the playoffs a little bit longer, you could do something like that if the season's cut down. Now the good news about with the virus and how it's halting everything, there is some good news out of it. For all you Lightning fans out there, this is giving a chance for our captain to heal. If the league starts back up and the playoffs come back up, he should be ready for round 1 of the playoffs. The Bulls, anything with USF, head coach Jeff Scott announced he is expecting a new baby. So they will be having a new baby here in Tampa. He is trying to get his players. Again, there's no spring football. I would be going to the spring game in a matter of a couple weeks from now on campus. But again, because of the coronavirus, we will not be having a spring game this year, unfortunately. But guys, that's all I really have for this evening. I know these shows are getting kind of harder to do I'm going to try to keep finding news if I have to go to the point of finding the best in all of these teams and breaking best moments down, trying to find the top 5 moments of each and going through them. I will do that. Now that we are going to be kind of in the social distancing thing for at least another month. Again, out there, guys, everybody stay safe. Again, if there's anyone out there watching from fl.u.st, again, thoughts and prayers to the family of Cliff Cosgrove, one of the good guys. Like I said, was always there to cheer me up in bad times. So shout out to him and the group as well. My friend Desi and her family, thoughts and prayers to them as well on her passing the other day. One of my favorite people at Office Depot when I worked there. So thoughts and prayers to her. As always, guys, I want to thank the men and women of our armed services for what they do, both retired and active. Thank you for keeping us safe. I want to give a shout out to our doctors and our nurses, our grocery store clerks, and everybody else that's still out there working. Thank you for doing what you do and trying to stay as safe as you can be from this. I'm one of those people who's still working. I don't deal with human contact, but I do deal with mail, and people, can sneeze and cough on it and all that stuff as well. I want to also give a shout out to our domestic soldiers, our police officers, firefighters, and paramedics, especially our police officers. Now they may have to monitor us, making sure that we don't go out and do stupid things at night. So shout out to them. Again, this is the Sports Sir Brad Walker. Thank you for coming in and joining me. Thank you for coming in for the 20 minutes, 27 minutes that I'm on here to kind of get your mind off of this. Is the Sunshine State Sports Jabber. This is part of Mancini Sports Network and Primetime at Staples Network. Thank you again to Breck and Mark for doing this. I will be back hopefully next week. I'll let you guys know if anything comes up. This may be an every other week show for now until I can get some topics. Maybe I'll come back next week and start doing the best of, take the teams and do the best of, and we can make an hour show out of it. And every week I can have another moment in time with the teams from the past. But guys, until then, I will talk to you later. This is the Sports Sir Brad Walker signing off. This is the Sunshine State Sports Jabber. I will see you guys next Monday at 8 p.m. Join me on the Walker Report this Thursday at 8 p.m. I will have special guest John Blaine to talk about WrestleMania this week, and I'm sure that we will be able to, and I will probably have my normal callers, Lewis and Adam, on as well. But until then, guys, pop on there if you want. Until I see you guys next Monday. Peace.